Have you ever wondered why you're doing everything right, but your body still feels like it's slowing down? You watch what you eat, you try to move, you try to be mindful, yet your legs feel heavier, your knees feel stiffer, your energy feels unpredictable, and some days it's like your body is working against you instead of with you. And here's the wild part. Most people have no idea that one of the things slowing them down is sitting right in their kitchen, something they were told their whole life was healthy, natural, and good for everyone. Fruit. Yes, fruit. The thing we all grew up believing was the safest, cleanest, healthiest snack on the planet. Doctors recommend it. Parents encourage it. It's in every diet book, every guideline, every healthy plate graphic. But here's what nobody explains clearly enough. Your body doesn't react to fruit the same way it used to, especially if you have diabetes, pre-diabetes, insulin resistance, joint pain, or circulation issues. When you're young and metabolically flexible, your body can handle sugar, even natural sugar, much more easily. But as you get older, your metabolism slows, your blood vessels become more sensitive, your insulin response changes, and your tissues become more reactive to inflammation. So a fruit that was perfectly harmless at 25 might trigger blood sugar spikes, swelling, fatigue, or leg discomfort at 60. And no one tells you that. Most people think the problem is only bread, pasta, candy, soda, the obvious things. But there are fruits that behave like hidden sugar bombs inside a diabetic body. Fruits that hit your bloodstream too fast. Fruits that trigger inflammation in the joints. Fruits that raise uric acid and make your ankles swell. Fruits that drain your energy and make your legs feel heavier after you eat them. And here's the most important part. You do not feel the sugar spike immediately. It creeps in quietly, like a wave of tiredness, a little pressure behind your eyes, a heavy feeling in your calves, a dull ache in your feet, stiffness in your knees when you stand up, a sudden craving an hour later, or that foggy, slow feeling in your head. So you don't connect the two. You don't think, oh, it was that fruit. You just assume it's age, arthritis, fatigue, or one of those days. But your body is reacting, and those reactions add up over time. Now, let me say this clearly. This is not about cutting out all fruit. This is not about fear. And this is not about restriction. This is about understanding how certain fruits behave inside a diabetic or aging body so you can protect your blood sugar, energy, circulation, joints, and long-term mobility. Because your legs are your independence, and anything that affects your circulation, your nerves, or your joints affects your freedom, and you can absolutely improve that. Small changes make a huge difference. These aren't random. Your body is trying to tell you something. There are fruits that spike your glucose like candy, fruits that inflame your joints quietly, fruits that worsen neuropathy, and fruits that stress your circulation, especially in the legs. And today, we're going to uncover the ones that cause the most trouble. But before we go deeper, let me make something very clear. Nothing in your body is too late to improve. Your muscles can regain strength. Your joints can feel smoother. Your energy can stabilize. Your blood sugar can absolutely become easier to manage. Your legs can feel lighter, stronger, and more reliable. It starts with understanding what foods support your body, and what foods secretly work against it, even when they seem healthy on the surface. And fruit is the perfect example. Some fruits are incredible for diabetics. Some fruits are neutral. Some fruits become a problem only in large portions. And some fruits, the ones we are beginning with, can do more harm than good when you're trying to protect your blood sugar, your legs, and your long-term mobility. If you've ever felt confused about nutrition, or frustrated that your body doesn't respond the way it used to, this will make things so much clearer for you. Now, if you're ready to learn the truth about which fruits you should avoid, not because fruit is bad, but because your body deserves the right kind of fruit. Let's begin. And we're starting with a fruit that almost everyone thinks is good for inflammation, even though it can quietly make inflammation worse for people with diabetes. Let's talk about pineapple. The fruit that looks innocent, tastes refreshing, and quietly hits your blood sugar harder than most people realize. Now here's the thing most people never realize, especially when they hit their 50s, 60s, and beyond. When your blood sugar stays high for years, even if you don't feel it, your body feels it. And one of the first places it shows up is in your legs. Not your stomach, not your arms, your legs. And that's why we're having this honest conversation right now. Because your legs tell the truth long before your doctor does. If your legs feel weak, heavy, numb, or just not the same, that's your body sending signals that something deeper is going on. And here's the part most people don't know. Your legs are your independence. Your knees are your freedom. And the stability of your legs is the difference between living life or watching life happen from the sidelines. So when we talk about fruits you should not eat if you're dealing with diabetes, pre-diabetes, high blood sugar, metabolic syndrome, We're really talking about protecting your legs, your balance, your mobility, and your future. Because every food choice you make either keeps you stronger or slowly chips away at that strength without you noticing. Now, before we start naming the fruits, I want to set something straight. This isn't about being afraid of food. This isn't about never enjoying life. And this definitely isn't about shame or guilt because you ate the wrong thing. This is about awareness. This is about choosing smarter, not harder. And this is about knowing what actually affects your blood sugar because let's be honest, the food industry doesn't care. They slap the word healthy on anything sweet, and most people never think twice about it. But I want you to think twice. Not to restrict yourself, but to protect yourself. Because here's the truth. There are fruits that hit your bloodstream like candy. There are fruits that spike your glucose so fast your legs can feel it within minutes. And there are fruits that sound healthy, but act like sugar bombs once they get inside your body. And if you've ever had that feeling, your legs suddenly weak, your knees aching, your feet tingling, or your energy instantly dropping, that's your blood sugar talking. But here's the good news. When you know which fruits hit your body the wrong way, you don't have to guess anymore. You can choose smarter. Your energy stays steady, your legs feel stronger, your joints feel better, and your whole day becomes easier. Now, before I tell you the first fruit on the list, I need you to hear this, because it might be the most important part of this entire video. You do not have to cut out all fruit. You do not have to stop enjoying natural sweetness. You just have to know which ones are safe for blood sugar, and which ones cause trouble. That's it. And right now, millions of people with diabetes or borderline diabetes are struggling not because they're doing things wrong, but because nobody ever explained how fruit actually affects their blood sugar. Not even most doctors break it down in plain English. Because the truth is, fruit is not the enemy. The wrong fruits at the wrong time are. Now imagine this for a moment. You wake up in the morning, and instead of feeling groggy or stiff, your legs actually feel light. Your knees don't ache when you stand up. You walk to the kitchen without that heavy, slow shuffle. You feel steady. You feel grounded. And for the first time in a long time, you actually feel strong. That feeling doesn't come from luck. It doesn't come from medication alone. It comes from understanding your blood sugar. And everything starts with what you put in your mouth. So let's paint a quick picture of how this works inside your body and why some fruits cause so many problems. When you eat a piece of fruit, your body breaks it down into simple sugars. For some fruits, this process is slow, steady, and gentle. These fruits don't spike your glucose. Your body handles them just fine. They keep you satisfied, energized, and balanced. But other fruits, they dump sugar into your bloodstream like someone opening a fire hydrant. Your glucose skyrockets. Your insulin races to catch up. And meanwhile, your nerves, especially the nerves in your legs and feet, take the hit. Because high sugar damages circulation. High sugar damages nerves. High sugar leads to inflammation in your knees, your hips, your ankles. And if you've ever wondered why your legs feel heavy, numb, or unstable on some days, often it's not the weather, the age, or the just getting older. It's the blood sugar roller coaster. Now, if you've been living with diabetes or pre-diabetes for a while, you already know this. There are days your legs feel normal. And then there are days your legs feel like they don't belong to you. You stand up, and your knees say, hold on. You try to walk, and your balance feels off. You take a step, and your feet feel numb or strange. And for so many people, that feeling starts after eating a fruit they didn't realize was spiking their blood sugar like crazy. That's why this list matters. Not for dieting, not for restriction, but for freedom. The freedom to walk, move, bend, climb, and live without fear that your legs might give out on you. Because your legs matter. Your mobility matters. Your independence matters. And you deserve to know what foods protect that and what foods put it at risk. Now that you're prepared, now that you understand how these foods affect your body, we're finally ready to start revealing the fruits that cause the most trouble for diabetes and blood sugar control. But I want you to stay open-minded, because the first fruit on the list is going to surprise you. Most people think it's incredibly healthy. Most people eat it without thinking. And most people have no idea how fast it spikes blood glucose. All right? Let's get into the first fruit that so many people with diabetes accidentally sabotage themselves with. And listen, this one surprises almost everyone because it's marketed as clean, natural, and perfect for starting your day. Grapes. Yep. Those tiny, harmless-looking little grapes. They hit your bloodstream faster than almost any other fruit. They might as well be little sugar. And here's the crazy part. Because they're so small, people eat way more than they realize. A handful of grapes is already a sugar hit. But most people grab 2 or 3 handfuls without thinking twice. Now I want you to picture something. Imagine you wake up in the morning, your blood sugar is already a bit elevated from the night before, and then, without knowing, You toss back a bowl of grapes thinking you're making the healthiest choice. 10 minutes later, your glucose shoots up like a rocket. Your insulin spikes trying to push all that sugar somewhere. And by the time you stand up, your legs feel heavy, your knees feel tight, maybe even a little shaky. Most people never connect the dots. But once you understand how certain fruits behave in the body, everything clicks. You stop guessing and you start feeling better. Now, let's move on, because the next fruit is one almost every diabetic gets tricked into eating. And not because it's delicious, but because people say it's heart healthy, full of vitamins, or a natural snack. Oranges. Look, oranges are not bad. They're natural, they're bright, they're refreshing. But for someone with diabetes or high blood sugar, the problem isn't the orange itself. It's the portion. One orange is already 18 grams of sugar, but the real danger? Most people don't stop at one. And even worse, they drink orange juice. That's like taking all the fiber out, concentrating the sugar and pouring it straight into the bloodstream. No fiber, no breaks, just a direct sugar flood. I've seen countless people trying to eat healthy by having a glass of orange juice with breakfast, and then they wonder why their legs swell, their feet tingle, or their energy crashes by mid-morning. It wasn't the carbs from dinner last night. It wasn't the walk you skipped yesterday. It was the orange juice. Now let's move on to something people think is extremely innocent, even light. Something that ends up hidden in fruit salads, smoothies, and desserts. Pineapple. Pineapple is delicious, no denying that. But it's also one of the fastest sugar delivery fruits on the planet. And because it tastes tangy and tropical, your brain doesn't feel like you're eating something sugary. But your blood sugar reacts instantly. Pineapple raises glucose fast, but here's the twist. For many people, it also raises inflammation. And if you've ever noticed your knees ache more after certain sweet foods, pineapple might be the quiet culprit. I've had so many older adults tell me, every time I eat pineapple, my legs feel stiff the next day. That's not imagination. That's inflammation, plus sugar combined. And your joints feel the results. Now, let's talk about another surprise fruit that spikes blood sugar harder than people think. The one people often eat by the cup, especially in the summer. Watermelon. Now, watermelon is refreshing, hydrating, and perfect on a hot day. But the truth is, watermelon has a very high glycemic index. It spikes sugar fast, even though the glycemic load is moderate. But here's the problem. People don't eat one small cup. They cut giant bowls. They eat half a plate. Sometimes they eat watermelon like popcorn. And because watermelon feels light, you don't realize you're sending your glucose into the stratosphere. That rapid rise can trigger the same cycle. Heavy legs, tingling feet, stiff knees, sudden fatigue, unstable balance. All because of the sugar rush hiding inside a fruit that seems harmless. Now the next one? This one catches almost everyone off guard, especially people who love smoothies. Bananas. Let me be clear. A banana is not evil, but it is one of the highest sugar fruits people eat regularly, especially ripe bananas. The riper the banana, the more brown spots it has, the more sugar you're basically sending into your bloodstream instantly. And here's what most people don't know. Bananas also contain a kind of sugar that affects your insulin response directly. So for people with diabetes, the body reacts even more strongly. That's why so many people feel tired, dizzy, or wobbly after having a banana on an empty stomach. Now let's get into a fruit most people think is completely harmless because it's soft, creamy, and often served in small portions. Mango. A ripe mango is one of the sweetest fruits nature ever created. It's delicious, but it's also packed with fast-acting sugars. And because mango is soft, it digests incredibly quickly, meaning the sugar hits your bloodstream almost immediately. People will say, but it's natural sugar. Yes, but natural sugar can spike you just as hard as added sugar. Your body doesn't care whether sugar came from a plant or a can. It responds the same way. And now here's the last one for this section. And this one is tricky because it's often added to salads, smoothies, and desserts because it's visually appealing and easy to eat. Dried fruits, raisins, dried cranberries, dried apricots. These are the ultimate hidden sugar bombs. Why? Because when fruit is dried, the water is removed, but the sugar stays. That means you're taking something that already has sugar, and now it's concentrated. A small handful of raisins has the same sugar as a candy bar, and most people sprinkle raisins without thinking, or grab a little handful of dried cranberries, or add dried fruit into oatmeal, and before they know it, their legs feel heavy, their feet tingle, and their glucose meter gives them a number that makes their eyebrows hit the ceiling. Now, I'm telling you all this not to scare you, but to empower you. Because here's the truth. You don't have to give up fruit. You don't have to fear sweetness. You don't have to restrict your life. You just have to know which fruits are safe, which ones cause trouble, and how your body responds. When you understand that, everything becomes easier. Your energy gets steadier. Your joints feel better. Your legs feel stronger and more dependable. Knowledge is power. And now you have it. Now, let's keep going, because there are still a few fruits that so many people, especially those managing diabetes, eat every day without realizing how much they're working against their blood sugar and their leg strength. And honestly, these next ones surprise almost everybody. Let's start with a fruit that looks harmless. Pears. They're soft, gentle, and comforting. They feel like the safe choice. But pears carry a lot more natural sugar than most people realize. And the tricky part is this. People eat the whole pear at once. There's no measuring, no slicing, no just a few pieces. You take a pear, you eat the entire thing, and your blood sugar absorbs that entire load fast. For someone with diabetes or insulin resistance, that can mean heavy legs, swollen ankles, and that warm, tingling feeling in your feet. You may think it's age. It might just be the pear. Now let's talk about a fruit that has a great reputation, almost too great. Blueberries. Yes, they're healthy. Yes, they're full of antioxidants. But the problem isn't the blueberry, it's the portion size. Most people don't eat 10 blueberries, they eat a full cup. Or 2. And when they blend them into smoothies, that turns them into instant sugar. No fiber, no slow digestion. Just one big glucose spike. If your blood sugar crashes a couple hours after a smoothie, or if your legs feel heavy after healthy oatmeal with blueberries, now you know why. Next up is a summer favorite. Peaches, soft, juicy, sweet, and loaded with natural sugar. The softer they get, the higher the sugar concentration. A perfectly ripe peach, the kind that drips juice down your hand, can spike your blood sugar like a dessert. And many older adults feel that spike in their knees, their calves. Now let's hit a sneaky category that trips up so many people. Citrus, especially lemons and limes. The fruit itself isn't the problem. It's what people mix them with. Lemonade, sweetened iced tea, flavored water with added sugar. Even healthy lemon drinks can hit the bloodstream like syrup. And sometimes the acid itself irritates joints, especially if inflammation is already present. That sharp stiffness after sitting. Sometimes citrus plays a role. And finally, the biggest trap of all, fruit smoothies. Not really a fruit, but the fastest way to overload your system with sugar. A smoothie compresses 3 to 5 servings of fruit into one drink, strips away fiber, and sends sugar straight into your bloodstream within minutes. For anyone managing diabetes, that can mean a huge spike, followed by fatigue, cravings, swelling, and that heavy legs feeling. All right, pause for a moment. Because now I want to shift into something that can truly help support your blood sugar, your energy, and your long-term metabolic health. Something that thousands of people use daily because it works with your body, not against it, especially as you get older. I'm talking about the Feel Great system by Unicity, Unimate and Balance. If you've been struggling with cravings, unpredictable glucose, afternoon crashes, stiff legs, slow metabolism, or rising A1C, this is the part you don't want to skip. Unimate is a concentrated yerba mate extract that supports clean, steady energy without the jitters. It helps with appetite control, sugar cravings, mental clarity, endurance, mood, and motivation. People feel lighter in the morning, more focused, more stable. And for diabetics, stable mornings mean stable blood sugar for the rest of the day. Balance is taken before meals. Think of it as a carb traffic controller. It helps slow down sugar absorption, smooth out glucose spikes, support healthy insulin response, improve cholesterol patterns, reduce cravings later in the evening. When people see their after-meal blood sugar numbers flatten out, they're shocked. Many say it's the first time their numbers looked normal in years. Here's the powerful part. Many people commit to Unimate plus Balance for 90 days and watch their metabolic markers, including A1C, improve significantly. Not magically, not overnight, but consistently, because the system helps the body regulate itself. And here's the best part. If your A1C doesn't improve, Unicity offers a money-back guarantee. No questions asked. You simply track your A1C at the start, and again at 90 days. You get results or you get your money back. Simple, honest, straightforward. If you're tired of fighting your blood sugar alone, if you're tired of feeling overwhelmed, if you're tired of doing everything right and still not seeing progress, the Feel Great system is in my bio and in the description. You can take the challenge, support your metabolism naturally, and feel the difference for yourself. Because when your blood sugar calms down, your legs feel lighter, your joints feel looser, and your energy finally comes back. Now, take a breath, because we still have 2 final parts. The closing sections that bring everything together. Now that you've learned which fruits can silently spike blood sugar and cause inflammation, and you know how the Feel Great system can help stabilize your metabolism, let's tie it all together. Because here's the reality. Knowledge alone isn't enough. Understanding which fruits affect your body and which ones support your health is just the first step. The second step is taking action. Small, intentional changes every single day that add up to lasting results. Let's talk about the fruits you should focus on. The ones that actually protect your legs, your joints, and your blood sugar. These are fruits that support circulation, reduce inflammation, stabilize glucose, improve mobility, and help you feel strong. First up, berries. Blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries. These little gems are packed with antioxidants, fiber, and vitamins, but low in sugar compared to other fruits. They gently support healthy blood sugar without causing spikes. And for your legs, better circulation means lighter, less fatigued steps and joints that don't scream after a short walk. Next, cherries, in moderation. A handful of cherries can help reduce uric acid, combat joint inflammation, and even provide that subtle anti-inflammatory benefit to your knees, ankles, and hips. Then there's avocado. Yes, avocado is technically a fruit, and it's one of the best ones for metabolic and joint health. Full of healthy fats, it cushions your joints, reduces inflammation, and helps maintain steady blood sugar. Pair it with a meal or snack, and you're giving your body real support. Papaya is another winner. Its natural enzymes aid digestion and inflammation control, making it gentle on aging joints and easy on the stomach. And pears in small amounts combined with fiber or protein provide natural sweetness without spiking blood sugar or stressing your legs. The key takeaway is simple. Don't avoid fruit altogether. Choose the ones that work for your body now. Your metabolism, blood sugar, and circulation respond differently as you age. Eating the right fruits consistently gives your legs strength, your joints flexibility, and your morning's energy. Now let's circle back to the system that supports all of this. Using Unimate in the morning gives you clean, stable energy and reduces sugar cravings. Pair it with balance before meals, and your blood sugar doesn't spike after every bite. Combine that with mindful fruit choices, and you're not just managing diabetes. You're empowering your body to feel stronger, move better, and regain confidence in your legs and joints. Many people who complete the 90-day challenge see noticeable improvements in their blood sugar, energy, and even joint comfort. And with the money-back guarantee tied to your A1C results, it's completely risk-free. You simply track your progress, and if it doesn't work for you, you get your investment back. No questions, no stress, no excuses. Just go to shop.unicity.com. Select Feel Great System and enter my code TEL46424449 to get extra special discount. Here's the most important message. It's never too late to take control. One decision at a time. One fruit swap. One Unimate in the morning. One balance before lunch. That's all it takes to start feeling lighter, more energetic, and more confident in your legs and mobility. You don't need to overhaul everything overnight. Small, intentional changes add up faster than you think. And if you've made it this far, you're serious about your health. You're serious about feeling stronger, moving easier, and protecting your independence. That matters. Your voice matters. Your choices matter. And your body will reward you for every smart decision you make today. So here's what I want you to do next. Swap the high-sugar, joint-inflaming fruits we discussed for berries, avocado, papaya, and small portions of pears and cherries. Start your day with Unimate, support your meals with balance, and track your A1C over 90 days. Share your progress in the comments. Encourage others. Help your community grow stronger together. And finally, remember this. Aging doesn't mean giving up. Aging means becoming smarter about how you fuel your body. Your legs carry your independence. Your joints carry your freedom. Your choices today determine how smoothly you move tomorrow. If this video opened your eyes, leave a comment below. Type 1 if you're ready to take action, or 0 if you're just watching for now. Either way, your voice is important, and it helps us help more people like you. Hit like if this helped you, subscribe so you never miss a tip that could improve your mobility and health, and click the bell icon to stay updated. Take the knowledge, make the swap, feel the difference. Step confidently into a stronger, healthier future, because your legs, your independence, and your life are worth it.